generous sponsors.
Welcome back once again. Just 2 more acts to go before this competition goes into grand final mode. Look, you never quite know what this next funny fellow is about to say. He's the 68-year-old retired farmer and loving granddad who comes with a warning for his love of politically incorrect jokes. Classic rural fella, classic talent that you can't help but love, and he's doing it for the bush tonight. It's Rod Gregory, the old fella. A retired farmer from the York Peninsula in South Australia, Rod Gregory never expected to make it past his first audition.
Most people would say that I was much too seriously minded to ever be a stand-up comedian.
But with his usual give-it-a-go attitude, his humour was not only funny, but surprisingly shocking.
Viagra. Quarter of a tablet every morning, that's all I take.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen.
So, armed with his jokes and true blue charisma, the 68-year-old would-be comic was through to the next round.
Hey, it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
But with several versions of his jokes rejected by censorship,
The old fella has had to clean up his act.
it was a very nervous old fella at his semi-final performance.
I call her my little turtle. Flip her on her back and her legs fall apart.
But he needn't have worried. The nation had fallen in love with him. The old fella.
You're never too old to have a crack at something. And I've done a lot of different jobs, but I've never felt more alive than what I do when I'm on stage.
Looking back. He's got his hat, his ute boots on tonight, and he's ready to have a laugh with you. He is, of course, the old fella.
Viagra. We was having our cup of tea and bickies, and I noticed Mary putting some Viagra in her coffee. I said, Turtle, what do you think you're doing? She says, oh, I just love the stuff. It even stops me biscuits going soft. Hey, she sent me down the shops. To get some deodorant. I've gone down the shops. I've obviously had a boy's look, because when I brought it back and put it on the kitchen table, she said to me, you've had a boy's look. You know damn well we use a roll-on deodorant. You've brought back a stick deodorant. I don't even know how to use a stick deodorant. I said, well, read the instructions. She did. The instructions read, remove cap, push up bottom. Poor bugger could hardly walk. Make a whole room smell like a pine forest when she farted. Beat the hell out of that $2.50 cabbage I'd got used to. Hey, I was sitting out on the veranda the other night, and Fraser, my grandson, comes out to me and he says, Papa, that's what he calls me, see, is Papa. He says, Papa, what do you think you're doing sitting out here in the freezing cold with no pants on? I said, Fraser, lad, it's your nana's idea. I was sitting out here last night without my coat on. Woke up this morning with a stiff neck. We was sitting in our pine-scented lounge room, just looking at the TV. We were just sitting there, just looking at it. Must have been doing that for an hour or more, I reckon. Mary said to me, do you reckon you should turn it on? That's the trouble with doing nothing, see? You never know when you're finished. Anyway, I gets up to turn it on and she says to me, well, while you're up, I wouldn't mind a bowl of ice cream. I said, well, that's all right, Turtle, I'll get you a bowl of ice cream. Would you like some strawberries and cream to go with it? She said, yeah, that'd be great. Don't you reckon you should write that down? You know what your memory's like. I said, don't be silly, woman, I won't forget that. The kitchen's just here. So I goes out the kitchen. About 15 minutes later, I came back in and I gave her bacon and eggs. She looked up and she said, "You've forgotten me toast." Hey, listen, every act's had a great final, so let's see what the bastard's got for me this time, eh? Ladies and gentlemen, I am the old fella and I wouldn't be dead for quids.
Oh, dear.
They're improving with that finale, aren't they?
Even if the only thing going up is the pyros, it is still enjoyable to watch, mate. Your approach to life is fantastic. You can't put a price on a laugh in this modern world, can you? Do you agree?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, especially with this mob. Yeah.
Well, I actually can put a price on it, 250 grand, if you can win over the hearts of the nation. I'd say you've done a great job tonight, Danny.
It's dirty, it's smutty, and we love it. The old fella, come back and do that again.
Thank you. Kyle.
Why is it that old people are allowed to tell these filthy jokes and no one else is? No one else would get away with it. You deliver it beautifully. I hope that you get a place on the grand final because it just brightens up everyone's day, mate. I love your work, I really do. Well done.
You know what, old fella, it's as simple as this. You are a true Australian gem. There's nothing we can say is gonna make any difference. Everybody at home is gonna be wetting their pants laughing like we just were. I just want everyone at home to pick up the phone and vote for you because you are just one of the most original and warm and fantastic things we've had on this show, and I look forward every time to seeing you come out on that stage.
Thank you very much.
Well, your material certainly seems fit for a shearing shed, but it might also be fit for our grand final. But it's no laughing matter. If you like the old fella, but don't vote, the joke will be on you. So call now on 1902 55 333 8 or SMS old fella to 199 77772. You've got until noon tomorrow. The king of oversharing. Nothing is sacred when the old fella is in town. Give him one more round of applause.